Stop scrolling, this tiny 5-cent coin could be worth hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. What if I told you that a simple 5-cent coin sitting in your pocket right now could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? Sounds crazy, right? But it's absolutely real. Jefferson nickels have been part of everyday American life for decades, and hidden among them are rare varieties, minting errors, and high-grade coins that collectors are willing to pay serious money for. Today, we're diving into some of the most valuable Jefferson nickels you should be checking for right now, including coins from 1972, 1975, 1970. What if one of the most common coins in your pocket is actually worth far more than 5 cents? That's exactly the case with the 1972 Jefferson nickel, a coin that millions of people overlook every single day. At first glance, the 1972 nickel doesn't seem special. It's part of the long-running series, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the front and Monticello on the back. Billions were made, and most are still only worth face value. But here's where things start to get interesting. The real value in a 1972 nickel comes down to condition and detail. Collectors are always searching for coins that show something called full steps on the Monticello building. If you flip the coin over and clearly see all the steps at the base of the building, not worn down or faded, that coin instantly becomes more desirable. Why? Because during the minting process, many coins were struck weakly, meaning those fine details didn't come out clearly. So finding one with strong, sharp steps is actually much rarer than you might think. Now let's talk about errors, because this is where things can really get exciting. Some 1972 nickels have been discovered with double die errors, where parts of the design appear slightly duplicated. Others might be off-center, clipped, or have unusual marks caused during minting. These mistakes are exactly what collectors love. In terms of value, a normal worn 1972 nickel equal about 5 cents. A clean, uncirculated coin equals $1 to $5. Full steps version equals $10 to $50 plus. Rare error coins ooze potentially $100 or more. That's a massive difference for something most people ignore. The key takeaway here is simple: don't judge a coin by its date alone. A 1972 nickel might look ordinary, but if it has the right details and condition, it could be worth far more than you expect. So next time you come across a handful of nickels, take a closer look, especially at that 1972. It might just surprise you. Now let's move on to one of the most talked about coins in the Jefferson nickel series, the 1975 nickel. On the surface, it's just another common coin. But hidden within this year is one of the rarest modern mint errors ever discovered. Most 1975 nickels are completely ordinary. You'll find them in change, coin jars, and collections everywhere. But there's one version that stands out above all the rest, the legendary no-mint mark-proof nickel. To understand why this is important, you need to know how proof coins work. Proof coins are specially made for collectors with extra sharp details and a mirror-like finish. These coins are almost always marked with a mint mark, usually an S for San Francisco. But in 1975, something went wrong. A very small number of proof nickels were accidentally struck without a mint mark. This mistake was never supposed to happen, making these coins extremely rare. In fact, only a few examples are known to exist today. And when one shows up for sale, collectors go crazy. Prices for this rare error can range from $500 to over $5,000 depending on condition and authenticity. That's a huge jump from a coin that looks almost identical to a normal nickel. Now, let's be realistic. The chances of finding one of these in everyday circulation are extremely low, but that doesn't mean you should ignore 1975 nickels altogether. Even regular 1975 nickels can have value if they are in perfect, uncirculated condition. They show strong full steps. They have unusual mint errors. Typical values. Regular coin 5 cents to 50 cents. Uncirculated $1 to $10. Rare error, no mint mark proof, $500 plus. The lesson here? Always check your coins carefully. Even a small missing detail, like a mint mark, can turn a common nickel into a collector's dream. 1976 was a historic year in the United States, marking the 200th anniversary of independence, also known as the While many coins got special designs, the Jefferson nickel stayed the same. At first, that might sound disappointing, But for collectors, it actually creates an interesting opportunity. Because the design didn't change, most people ignore 1976 nickels completely. That means valuable variations can sometimes slip through unnoticed. Just like with other years, the biggest factor is condition. A worn 1976 nickel is only worth face value. But a coin that looks brand new, with no scratches, no wear, and strong details can be worth significantly more. Again, full steps play a big role. If the steps on Monticello are fully visible and sharply defined, collectors will pay a premium for that coin. There are also error coins to watch for. Off-center strikes, die cracks, double images. While these are not extremely common, they do exist, and they can increase value dramatically. Typical values. Circulated coin, 5 cents. Uncirculated, $1 to $5. Full steps or high grade, $10 to $20 plus. Rare errors, even higher. So even though the 1976 nickel doesn't look special at first glance, it still has hidden potential. The biggest mistake people make is ignoring coins from common years. But as you're starting to see, common doesn't always mean worthless. Finally, let's talk about the 1980 Jefferson nickel, a coin that proves just how important condition really is. Unlike older coins, 1980 nickels are still relatively easy to find. Millions were produced, and many are still in circulation today. But here's the catch, most of them are heavily worn. That means finding one in perfect condition is actually much harder than you might think. Collectors are always searching for coins that look as if they just left the mint. These are called uncirculated coins, and they command much higher prices than worn examples. When examining a 1980 nickel, look for bright, original luster, no scratches or damage, sharp details on Jefferson's face, clear steps on Monticello. If a coin checks all these boxes, it could be worth far more than 5 cents. Typical values. Circulated, 5 cents. Uncirculated, $1 to $10. High-grade full steps, $20 or more. There are also occasional mint errors in 1980 nickels, including misstrikes and doubling. While rare, these can push the value even higher. The important thing to understand is that newer coins can still be valuable, but only if they are in exceptional condition. So don't just focus on old coins. Even something from 1980 could turn out to be a hidden gem if it's well preserved. Now you know exactly what to look for in 1972, 1975, 1976, and 1980 Jefferson nickels. These coins might seem small and ordinary, but the right details can turn them into something truly valuable. So start checking your coins today, because the next rare nickel you find could be worth way more than you ever imagined.